The day they dragged me in front of the lion, I thought it was the end. The great African king stared at me, then leapt, roaring, tearing into me like prey. Why? Because my father had made the mistake of challenging him. He shot twice, missed death twice, only made the beast angrier. Now I was paying the price for my father's arrogance. He stood frozen, watching as his son was crushed in the lion's jaws. Everyone believed I was finished. But then, something strange happened. The lion's blood, warm, thick, dripped into my wounds, and it was like fire and magic mixed. It didn't kill me, it changed me. I didn't just survive, I evolved. When I returned home, I found my father had mounted the lion's skull on the wall. He called it a lesson. To remind you never to fear again, he said. But all I saw was disrespect. That creature had saved me, and he turned it into a trophy. That night, father and I broke. Words turned to war. I left, walking away from everything I knew, toward my mother's village in the far lands of Russia. Somewhere along the way I felt it, the change. I was faster, stronger. My senses were more. That's when the ground shook. Hundreds of wild buffalo came charging, a stampede straight from the abyss. I lay flat on the earth, closed my eyes, braced for the end, but it never came. They ran around me, didn't touch me. At the end, an elder buffalo stopped by my side, not as a beast, as a protector. That's when I realized I could feel them, understand them. I wasn't just a boy anymore. I had become something else, son of the jungle. I could throw a spear a kilometer away and never miss, leap over trees, move like lightning. But then, a gunshot. Hunters, killing the buffalo herd, my herd. When I reached the field, I found only corpses, their horns hacked off, left like trash. I lost control. Two hunters stepped forward, arrogant, armed, told me to walk away. They didn't know what was coming. Jungle blood boiled in my veins. I unleashed a storm, bones shattered, blood spilled, but my heart calm, because that wasn't murder, that was justice. Years passed. 16 winters came and went, and the world came to know my name, Craven, the Hunter King, feared by warlords, whispered about in the darkest corners of crime. Even Spider-Man flinched when he heard my name. This time, I had a mission. I let myself be captured, taken to a Russian prison. Inside, the inmates howled like animals. They smelled weakness, but I wasn't weak. I stayed silent, watched, plotted. That night, I made a promise. In 3 days, I'll escape this cage, or die trying. Even my helmet smirked at the challenge. Next morning, 2 thugs came to intimidate me. They left crawling. I was thrown into solitary. On day 3, they brought me to the prison's apex predator, but I was there to hunt. His men didn't last a minute. He didn't even make it to the second. I broke out, climbed walls, bent iron, tore through security like paper. Guns, spotlights, sirens, none of it mattered. I leapt off the roof, into the storm. Snow swirled like knives. I was almost lost. Then, out of the blizzard came a snow wolf. Not a threat, a guide. He spoke to me, not with words, with thoughts. Together, we outran the death that hunted me. We made it to the plain, but when I returned to my jungle, it was already too late.